that real hip hop.
Y'all know how we do.
You're listening to Philly's own Matthias, aka Mr. 16 Bars, that real hip hop.
Try to tell people that Philly is a special breed.
They hate to see us on top, they hate to see us on. They hate to see us come up, they hate we on. They hate the moves that we make because it's made to break them. We give them knowledge on tracks and hope our words can save them. I guess it's hard to give props when you know you lesser. So we right on your heels, I hope you feel the pressure. Rappers taking a roll, my shoes that never fit them. Before you come at a king, I let my soldiers
Breakwater!
We're now joined by two of the founding members of the amazing group Breakwater. They are performing in Philadelphia in just a couple of days. We're joined by Gene and Steve. Welcome to you both to Philly on the Rise.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. Congratulations, 40 plus years of success in this music industry. Take us back, if you will, Gene. Take us back to 1971 when the band was first formed and started. What was life like for Breakwater during that period?
Well, a lot different than now. But yeah, we were young kids, young cats, coming out of middle school, going into high school. And that's where we made our acquaintances with each other and decided to try to embark on a career. I don't know if we thought then that it would be a career, but wanted to jam and play music together. And that's how that all started.
Steve, the 70s was an amazing time for all sorts of musical bands, all sorts of instruments. You guys boasted over 6, 7, 8 members in your band. What do you think made you guys stand out from all the other musical groups that were out there?
Well, I think eventually what made us stand out was the fact that we committed ourselves to original music. We used to, be a cover band, and most of the bands in Philadelphia during that time, neighborhood bands were cover bands. We played, Mandrill, Earth, Wind and Fire songs, Santana. But Breakwater made a commitment to do all original music and to, work on our sound. And that was a real commitment because, folks didn't know our music. And we, they used to come in to see Breakwater and hearing, Mandrill and Earth, Wind and Fire and all the current popular songs. And then we started playing our own music. And for a minute there, they were like, wait a minute, hold on. But, we just were truly committed to developing our own sound. And that, I think that is one of the things that kind of set us apart from some of the other local bands in Philadelphia. And there were other local bands that did make that commitment, like Frankie Beverly and
Sundown, Pitch Black.
Yeah. Well, they mainly played other people's music, though. They didn't.
Well, yeah, they were more cover acts.
Right.
I see what you're saying.
Gene, you talk about making original and being committed to making your own original music. Talk to us about Splashdown and specifically Release the Beast.
Well, Splashdown, I don't want to get confused here. That's on the second record, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and that was just an embryo. We developed that song as we were recording other things that we had already planned to record. So it was really a fresh kind of thing that we created as we were in the studio. So you can hear a lot of the live sounds in the background if you listen closely enough. And that's where that came from.
And you guys decided to take a break as a group for a period of time. Obviously, fans want to know why.
Well, it's like a relationship. By the time Breakwater had put our first album out, I guess the band had been together well over 10 years
10
or
years,
nine.
yeah.
Yeah.
Around 10, yeah.
And the music business has very not a whole, it is not totally about music. It's about politics, and sometimes those political moves can work in a negative way in terms of keeping a band together. And we fell victim to that situation as well. But thanks be to God, 30 years later, we found each other and got back together. And the wonderful thing about that is that during the time that we were apart, our fans remain loyal and faithful to the Breakwater sound and WDAS and some of the other radio stations and Lady B continue to play Breakwater's music. And so when we did get back together, it was like a family reunion with
Yeah,
the
exactly.
city of Philadelphia, with our fans here. And it's been like that ever since, going strong. Every concert we come together, folks are, reliving their youth through our music. And we can see that. Now, you had also mentioned about Release the Beast. The song Release the Beast, while we were apart, there was a band called Daft Punk. I don't know if you've heard of them, but they, yeah, right, yeah. So they sampled one of our songs. They sampled Release the Beast.
Yeah.
And I can remember, like, watching Dancing with the Stars and hearing Breakwater's music or the Super Bowl. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's Breakwater. But what had happened was it was actually Daft Punk, and they sampled our music and had an international hit.
With that
So,
version.
right, with their version. And it got a lot of play and opened up a lot of ears. Now, in the credits on their record, it says they named their song Robot Rock, but it says as performed by Breakwater.
Ah.
So folks started looking, young people started wondering, well, who's this Breakwater? And if you go on YouTube, there was all these not wars, but yeah, well, they would say, well, the original is better. This is the original. And then all these videos that came out. So there was all these comparisons. So when we did get back together, what we've been finding is that there are like a lot of young people that are coming to our shows and who are singing our songs. And we're looking, we're like, wow, how did they know this?
Yeah, because of that. Yeah, because of that.
So that really opened up the door. Yeah.
You talk
as
about
well as
the
Release the Beast really has had staying power for us, that song. Because last year, 3 companies used it to promote their products. SodaStream over in the UK and France.
Yeah.
So the UK Soccer Club, and along with Nike, they did a commercial. And over here, Reese Cup, their Halloween campaign just passed. They used it, Release the Beast. I don't know if you saw the commercial with the dancing skeletons for the Reese Cup
during Halloween, right?
During Halloween, yes. So that's been a real blessing.
You talk about the family reunion and the staying power and getting the young folks now involved who are following you guys. Gene, talk to us about the group, just the staying power of it. What does it mean when you're able to hear about the success, 40 plus years of making music together? I mean, how does it make you feel?
Well, it's exhilarating and it's awesome and awe-inspiring. It's just, I could give you 1,000 adjectives because like I said, I'm in my 60s. We're both in our 60s. right? And we've been together long enough for my son, who plays keyboards, to have come into the band. So that's how long this has been. And I would never expect for anything like that to happen over the years. And the fact that we were apart so long, for us to get back together as we have and just rocked. We just got back on the train and we just started rolling again. And it's a natural feeling. It's like playing music. I don't know if you ever played or anything like that, but it's one of the best experiences there is. So as long as we can stand up and sing, I don't know, I might even sit down and sing if I have to at some point. But as long as I can do that, I'll continue to do it because it's a real blast, and it's a brotherhood. It's almost like any kind of group of people, like a team or a thing like that. It's like almost like a bloodline now at this point. That's how close we've kind of become.
Amazing, amazing. Listening to a record or a CD is one thing, but experiencing music live is something completely different. So, Steve, tell us, if folks were to come to a Breakwater concert, what could they expect?
They could expect real music, real musicians. We started out as an 8-piece band, but we actually have an 11-piece band now. We've added a female vocalist, Adrian Ajay, and we also added additional horns. So it's going to be, we have 4 horns, percussion, full band, singing, and joy.
The whole nine.
Joy, joy, joy. Our mission is to make people happy, to bring them joy, to take away any negative energy that they may have, and so that when they leave our concert, they feel uplifted and new.